coach and then get right to questions.
I feel like this whole season we've had a lot of games that have taught us lessons, and I was hopeful that we had learned all the lessons that we needed to make a push towards the end of the season, but apparently we need to learn some more lessons. I think that credit all goes to Furman and their players and their coaching staff. I thought they came out and they were aggressive and they were fighting. And I think from our group to come out and to give them 18 points in the first quarter, that's uncharacteristic of us and it's completely unacceptable. I think that obviously we were fighting and clawing and we won every single quarter until obviously that overtime after that, but you can't spot a team and be down 8 points going into the second quarter. I think it's a lesson for our group that you can't underestimate your opponent. I think it's a lesson for our players as to what this period of basketball, end of season, how every single game, it doesn't matter what somebody's record is, every single game is going to be a tough game. And I think, our group wasn't necessarily ready for that fight tonight. And that's always a responsibility of the head coach, and I've got to do a better job getting them prepped for that.
Is there a way this late season to get them prepared? Because obviously you can have as many as like 10 games left in the season. You have students too. Is there a way that you can kind of get that thing turned around this late?
I think as far as getting them ready to go, it's a focus thing. We look at this game and I think it somewhat becomes a trap game because you're sitting here and you're like, okay, if we win out, we're going to be the 2 seed. And obviously we're looking at Furman beating them on senior night and everything like that. And that's on me that we aren't focused for Furman. We're too focused on what's ahead instead of focusing on Furman. And I think that we were a little bit shocked at how well they shot the ball, even though they're one of the best offensive teams in our conference. And for us, getting complacent, this is not the time to get complacent. I think that when you talk about how to prep them and get them ready for the first quarter, I hope they learned a lesson tonight. I hope in us getting our butts kicked on our home court in front of a great fan base, like we had great fans tonight, we wanted to win it for them, but I hope that wakes us up. I hope that's the cold water that wakes us up and says, hey, we got to get it together. And we can't give an inch in late February, March basketball. You can't give anything. And I thought we gave way too much in this game. I think sometimes that stat is a little bit skewed. Honestly, 15 is a lower number. I think the problem is when the turnovers came, they came at the wrong moment. Our last sideline on the bounds, that's on me. We've been getting good sets for Gianna on the lob, and we turned it over. That's a big turnover for us. And so I feel like, being able to take care of the basketball factors into it, but also transition defense after we turn the ball over has to be much better. And, I keep replaying in my head in the fourth quarter, giving their knockdown shooter a wide open 3 just because we're not back in transition or we're not paying attention. And that can't happen.
Kai is one of the leaders of this team. What's the lesson that you take away from this game and how you kind of impart that on the team to be better on Saturday?
I think honestly, like she said it, we can't overlook anyone. We can't look games ahead. We can't be talking about the tournament because that's not the priority right now. The priority is, as of right now, Wofford. We need to focus on exactly what's in front of us because we're not doing ourselves or anyone any justice focusing on things that are far ahead when we can't control those things yet. What we can control is our preparation and getting ready for Wofford, and I think we need to learn to take everything one possession at a time on both ends matters. As much as it matters for us to score, it matters for us to get stops. The first quarter, I don't think we took pride in our defense the way we needed to. And that's a big thing for us because I personally think that's where we strive. I think that's where we get all of our momentum in games. But I think we need to continue to just build off of what we learned today, and it's not too late. There's no amount of time that's needed besides right now. We can fix this, and I fully believe in my team that we're going to. Honestly, Coach D said something in the locker room during halftime, and she said, "Don't get discouraged, get determined." We can't let this loss discourage us, because if we do, it's going to be a trickle effect. Like, it's going to keep going, and I fully believe that our team is going to use this, and we're going to continue to build off of this. We're going to learn from every mistake that we had, and I know our coaches are going to make sure we're prepared for what's next. So honestly, I think just continuing to be determined and know what our end goal is, and know that the only way we're going to do it is together. That's all there is to it right now.
You know what coaching changes like you just went through one. Somebody like Carson has been full coaches, I think, in 5 years. You see the perseverance of her. What have you seen from that? Just like what have you seen from her, like in terms of what she's been able to accomplish this last season?
Carson is, in my eyes, Carson is perfect. Carson wants to be perfect so bad, but little does she know to everyone else she is. And I am proud that every day, no matter how much she may be beating herself up because she wants to be better for the sake of the team, I never have to question that Carson's going to go out there and give it her all. C and Carson both have been through coaching changes, and I think to see both of them persevere right now and know that this isn't where we want to be, and knowing that there's a bigger goal in mind, I couldn't be more proud of both of them as people.
Anything else for Coach or Kyle?
Coach, you had a couple foul troubles towards the end of the game. What do you do to keep your mindset going that just keep them going and focused?
We've got to grow up. Fouling out of a game, it's an immature thing, and you got to be mature enough to play smart. And we keep doing it, and we keep looking at the officials like it's their fault. We've got to be smarter, and I think, it's some frustration fouls, it's some I'm tired fouls, but we've got to do a better job of being disciplined defensively so that we're not getting in foul trouble, because we can't afford it. We can't afford to be down anybody at the end of the game. I think that changed the whole makeup of the game. That foul at the end was how they went up. So it's one of those things where it's just like showing some poise and maturity down the stretch so that we're not in foul trouble.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.